In case you're unaware, How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World is out in Blu-ray and digital now, so do yourself a favor, go and check that out before you come back, because I'm about to deconstruct the narrative.
Spoiler warning.
As usual, this is a normal review. I have that too. If you go on my channel, you'll find it. But this is something else. This is deconstructing the narrative. This is a brand new feature I'm testing out on my channel. If you like the idea of what I'm doing here, make sure that you hit the like button, hit subscribe, and tell me what you thought about it in the comments down below. But let's get started with How I Met Your Mother. How to Train Your Dragon 3. The Hidden World. We start with a seed. What is it that causes the inequity, the imbalance, the disturbance in the force that the protagonists feel that they need to fix, to resolve? Thankfully, this answer is super clear, not only because it's a kid's movie, but because the How to Train Your Dragon series, the answer is the same every single time. It is the war that's raging on about the attitude towards dragons. There's a civil war going on. The main thing is, if it's the same issue as all the other movies, then what makes this unique? Well, from nearly a political or even religious standpoint, it submits the idea that no matter how far you've come, no matter what you believe or how much you believe it, there will always be people that don't feel the same way you do. There's never a universally accepted idea of something. So basically, the idea is these people come to a standstill. There will always be people who hunt and collect dragons over protecting and training them. So that is your broad scope. That's the issue at hand, and it's something that everybody can provide perspective on. Seed gets 2 out of 2 possible stars. Next, you're looking at the protagonist and what they're gonna do about that issue. Obviously, the protagonist in this movie is Hiccup. Hiccup! This is the idea of where the title, The Hidden World, comes into play, because Hiccup plans to take his entire town of generations and leave it, take the town with him, and go to this hidden world, which is a place that dragons can basically live in peace. And that is a very specific and strong protagonist goal that is linked directly to the issue at hand. 2 out of 2 possible stars. Next, you look at the main character of the film, which is also Hiccup. He is the hero of the story, so he's both the protagonist and the main character. From the main character viewpoint, he sees the world a certain way, and that is basically, he is nothing without the dragons. This is something that is said many, many times throughout the film, because you kind of have to be obvious to kids watching. So his personal story has something to do with defining clarity in his viewpoint. So he gets 2 out of 2 possible stars. The influence character is Astrid, his fiancée. Her worldview, of course, is the opposite of Hiccup's. Basically, her role in this movie is to convince Hiccup that his worldview is wrong and that he is not nothing without his dragon. Who do you think wins over the two of them? Astrid wins. So Hiccup's main character resolve changes and goes into Astrid's viewpoint. 2 out of 2 for Astrid. Next, we're looking at the antagonist. Once again, the role of the antagonist is pretty simple. They are diametrically opposed to the protagonist's plan. So if the protagonist's plan is to basically go to the hidden world, the antagonist's plan is to stop them. It's pretty clear who the antagonist is in this movie. It's a pretty classic one. It's Grimmel. Grimmel is basically the evil Ash Ketchum of this world. He either goes around with the idea that you gotta kill them all, or he is this weird enslaving chemical that turns any dragon into his faithful supporter. He's an okay villain, but he's also very forgettable. He's specifically forgettable because if you look at all these different characters, they all kind of have depth. They all have a reason for being there. The reason why Grimmel is there is basically to be bad to be bad. He has no depth. He has no other side story that he is personally trying to do. He just wants to kill them all. He's kind of a weak villain. That's why I'm going to give this 1 out of 2 possible stars. So once again, we've looked at the issue at hand, the protagonist, the main character, the influence character, and the antagonist, all of which, when they combine, create a great, great narrative if they are done right. We add up all these points, we get 9 out of 10 possible stars. In general, kids' movies have a very solid narrative structure. My review for this movie should be uploaded soon if it hasn't been already, so stick around and look for that. But until then, make sure that you subscribe to this channel, like it, and comment down below what you thought about How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World.